Crack boom indeed. Alright, so where is everybody at? We've got, looks like Cecil is in the lead. He is moving forward with Locke, who's got Blitz and Runic. Not super great gear as far as these races go, but not bad. It looks like Fathlo is right behind him. Also just got Locke and is also doing the Moogle fight here. Srin is entering the Welk fight with only Wedge alive, which is kind of unfortunate, but I believe they have a pretty good Magitech. Yeah, she's got Gigavolt, so that will help her out quite a bit. And then Orange Joker has only Wedge alive. I'm not sure if he's before Welk or after yet. Cecil is currently ahead here. Now, having Blitz on Locke is very, very useful because that means they have a free Vargas fight. Because they can just use Pummel and that will auto kill him, which is very, very useful. Tools, it is a tool seed, so if they notice that, they will want to pay attention and hold on to any tools that they find. They also have Rage, so if they want to take the time to look at their rages, and especially if they find a offering, the offering and rage, especially if there's an insta-death special or any other insta-death special, that will be very, very easy way to kill a lot of things. So part of the reason why I am commentating this and not racing it myself is because I made the seed for the Tuesday race, which normally happens, and I was unable to be there because it was my anniversary. Date night! So I wanted to see what I was giving everybody for that Tuesday, and so I looked through the text file and saw what kind of seed it was. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, thank you. That is 2 years for us.
2 years and 2 days.
2 years and 2 days. That's true.
We're winning.
We are winning. That is my wife in the background, for those who do not know. So, as a result of that, I looked through the text file and saw what kind of seed it was, so it wouldn't be fair for me to race in it. But what I saw in the text file was very exciting, so I wanted other people to race it. So that is how we got here. Crack boom. Alright, so Fathlo has taken over the lead here. Level 4 Terra, level 6 Locke, which is pretty low. Cecil has the same levels, so that might cause them some trouble later on, because it means the rest of their parties that join are also going to be similarly low level. Which just means they generally have less hit points, they're a little slower, they don't deal quite as much damage. Overall, it just impacts them quite a lot. I wouldn't say it was pre-screened to the point of, like, I just made the one seed and then posted it, and then after I looked at the text file because I was like, I wonder what kind of seed it was. So, sort of pre-screened in that I have some knowledge about it. So there's some ribbons for 18 on Cecil's or Fathlo's screen, and offerings for 174, which will be very useful. Ribbon is one of my favorite items to get in these races because it saves you from a heck of a lot of specials that monsters will randomly have, including Petrify and Zombie, which often are big problems early on. So you can buy four ribbons, equip them all, and then you'll be protected from a lot of stuff. Also, having that offering means that Rage will be quite a bit more useful later on. Pod bracelets are also very useful to get that shell and safe, just to protect you from some more damage. And they're also very cheap there, so he may end up going with those. Looks like he doesn't want to get them. Or at least he wants to check the other shop first. He is buying a lot of man-eaters. I'm not quite sure why. But, so that is, I'm not sure why he got all those. Maybe he wants to throw them too. I didn't see if this was actually a throw seed as well or not. Cecil is also checking and finding the monster in the box in the left shop of the Figaro Castle. He is also cannot run away, and he's going to reset as well. Srin has finished with the Welk, and is now going to be running through behind, through the caves of Narsh. And it looks like Orin just took a reset as well, which is unfortunate, because I believe that he is still saved before the Oh no, so he's okay. So he is after the cave. He's in the caves with Nourish. He's just got to run and get to where he can do the Moogle fights. All right, so Fathlo is moving on. He's about to find out what Edgar has. Now, one thing to be of note is that you'll notice that all three of their characters have item command, which means that anything that they find that breaks is going to help them quite a lot for the upcoming fights. That's one thing that I always look for is who has item command early on, because breaking an item to kill Vargas is often one of your best ways. Although, like I mentioned earlier, because they have Blitz, all they have to do is make sure the Blitz user survives, and the Blitz character can insta-kill Vargas. So Orin is having a little bit of trouble. He is doing some resets to try to change his encounter seed so that he doesn't encounter some enemies quite so quickly after the save point here. So hopefully he can get past that. Swin is equally stuck a little bit here. Oh yeah, so it looks like, yeah, it is a throw seed. So that would explain why Fathlo purchased so many man-eaters, is because he's going to use those as throwing weapons, because they were cheap and they have a pretty high battle power. So Orange Joker is having a little bit of trouble. It doesn't seem like he is actually getting new encounter seeds. Alright, now it looks like he's got a pretty good encounter seed here. So hopefully he can run away. Fathlo is currently fighting the M-Tech armor fight. One character down, two characters down. There's a throw. Ooh, it's gonna be real tight here. Does he get another attack before the enemy does? Because it looks like Terra has really bad speed. Oh no, so that throw did not kill the enemy. Ooh, so Fathlo takes the death, which is unfortunate. Ooh, that fake mustache gives Blitz as well instead of sword tech, so he may end up using that, he may not. It's not super useful at this very point, but he may want to do that to have an extra safety against Vargas. Orange Joker is currently looking at some of his items here. Yeah, those Magitechs had some pretty hard hits. Hey, butt neighbor, welcome, good sir. Alright, sorry, just having a quick conversation with my wife there. So Fathlo is on his second attempt against the M-Tech armors. Cecil is on his first attempt. Cecil got a lucky block there. He's got two throws in now. And it looks like Cecil is going with the trying to heal his thrower. Alright, so he's going in for a blitz now. No, he went in for a suplex. His blitzer is down and Cecil will throw. It's going to be dicey here. Clocked as a code. Everyone is a clock and clocks are always MIBs. Oh jeez. Alright, so Cecil has the M-Tech armor down. Orange Joker is currently fighting Marshall, and looks like he will quickly have that fight finished. And Swin has just left Nourish and is on her way down to Castle Figaro. Ooh, Cecil got into an encounter before the healing strings. Thankfully, he had a preemptive, so he was able to run away. He's going to make his way down through the South Figaro caves so we can get into South Figaro. Fathlo is checking a couple different items and is now going to take his third attempt on the M-Tech armors. Cecil did get better RNG. He also did heal his thrower once, and I think that's what made the difference enough so that he could get enough damage off to kill them. Now I haven't actually seen them check to see if they can run away from this fight. So I'm assuming they did check, and I'm assuming that they cannot, but I haven't actually seen them check that or not. Both Orange Joker and Serin are making their way down to Castle Figaro, at which point they will get to see the sweets items there that they get to purchase. And this is... Fathlo is also through the M-Tech armors. So he is on his way to South Figaro as well here. Alright, so this is going to be our first look at the South Figaro shops. Once Cecil gets in there. So we've kind of got, it looks like Fathlo and Cecil have kind of, thank you Desu Pratt. So Fathlo and Cecil have kind of taken an early lead and they're pretty close to one another. Cecil's a little bit further ahead, but not a heck of a whole lot. Something easy to overcome. And Orange Joker and Serin are roughly equal as well. And Fuzzy is also in this race. I chose not to capture all 5 because then you wouldn't be able to see anything that's going on. So feel free to check out Fuzzy 13 because he's also in this race. So he'll be our standby if any of our racers do have to leave for any reason. So Orange Joker did find the monster in a box, which did end up killing him, and so he will load again. Who knew the Valiant knife was Valiant? I know, right? Alright, so Cecil's purchasing some elixirs, some revivifies. He's getting a cherub down. He's gonna pick up a Genji shield. Doesn't like the looks of anything else in that shop. Alright, so there's a few items there. Cecil looks like he's picking up an experience egg, which is kind of an interesting item to take because you don't fight a heck of a lot of fights in this race, but any levels that you can gain help you immensely, which is why I always attempt to and recommend trying to leave Nourish with a level 6 Terra, because it kind of just helps everything else. And there's cheap Super Balls for 31. Cecil just found out, which is part of the reason why I wanted them to race this seed, because having cheap Super Balls helps a ton. Unfortunately, Cecil did use the majority of his money before he found those, so now he's trying to sell as many things as he feels like he can so that he can purchase as many Super Balls as possible. Alright, so Fathlo is now also entering South Figaro. Let's see if he goes through the shops in a different order. He's going to check this shop right away, so he'll see them right away. So it is also a discount shop, which Fathlo does not have Terra in front, so he's not getting the discount, so he's spending a little extra more money than he needs to on those. Probably won't hurt him too much, because they're still pretty cheap, but it will definitely impact the number of other things he purchases, which could impact his race long term. Because I'm sure he would like Some Marvel shoes. Yeah, he's gonna take one of those. Cecil's gone back to pick up some more Super Balls. So he's got 43 Super Balls, which is a decent number that he should be able to handle most things that he finds as long as he has a character with item command. Fathlo is going to continue on checking the other shops here. Doesn't like the looks of a ton of these. He's going to try to sell some stuff and see if he can get enough money to purchase a few more items. And Cecil, it looks like he's off to Mount Colts. So he's the first one to start climbing the mountain. Srin is fighting the M-Tech armors currently, and it looks like Orange Joker is going to be soon entering the M-Tech armor fight. Alright, so Cecil enters Mount Colts. Fathlo is checking a few more of the chests and the boxes that are available here, and looks like he is gonna head on up to Mount Colts as well. Cecil is going to go with strict Super Ball strats, it looks like. Not interested in using any of his other commands, which is perfectly reasonable. When you have that many Super Balls, you just want to kill your enemies as fast as possible. Fathlo is fighting one of the enemies on the plane. I'm not sure if he is looking for experience or money, or probably both, would be my guess. He's going to go up to Sabin's house, get a free heal here, and then probably move on to Mount Colts. So Srin is currently fighting the M-Tech armors. She picked up a 35 man-eater, so she's got lots of throwing fodder. Doesn't look like she's going to be able to get them this time. Nope, so Srin takes a death here. Orange Joker is taking them on again. And unfortunately, they did not kill his thrower. Ooh. So, I'm not sure what weapon Orange Joker has equipped there, but that is dealing a lot of damage. And probably a lot more damage than the sword tech, so I'm not sure why he went with sword tech the second time around there. But it looks like as long as he gets one more action, he will be through the M-Tech armors as well. We've got some McDonald's fathers up there, the McDaw. Ooh, Orange Joker not quite getting that last action to finish off that fight, so he's going to try again. Let's see if he sticks with the... If he uses that fight command again, that dealt 400 damage, and especially if he threw on the offering on that character, then he would be dealing about 200 damage a hit, so times 4 would be about 800 damage. So that's probably his best bet for damage, and then throwing with Terra, but we will see what he ends up doing. Srin loses 2 characters very quickly, which is unfortunate. So she's probably going to take another death here. Cecil is working his way through Mount Colts. Looks like he is fighting a lot of the encounters to try to get some extra experience in gold. And because he does have Super Balls, it's not too... Oh, he's going to run away from this fight. It's not too dangerous to do so. He did pick up some elixirs as well, which are going to help him be able to heal it. Yeah, so he does have elixirs. He has no way of reviving anybody who dies, but he is able to keep them fairly healthy as he makes his run down through the spiral towards Fargus. Alright, so Fathlo looks like he is feeling equipped and is going to start moving up towards Mount Colts as well. Alright, let's see if Orange Joker is going to save it at this point. Running shoes. He is going to take the offering. And it's going to use the Man-Eater, and it looks like the M-Tech armors are considered humanoid, which is why they are dealing double damage. Alright, Srin's going to take a 3rd attempt here. So it looks like Srin did equip an offering, but she equipped him on Terra and not on Law, or on Edgar. Which is a little bit unfortunate because Edgar's dealing a heck of a lot more damage. There's a crit. Although, she's still dealing about 360 damage with that offering, so that's pretty good. Alright, so Srin is through the M-Tech armor fight now as well. Fathlo is just starting his climb up Mount Colts. And Fathlo is quickly approaching his Vargas fight. Alright, so Owen Joker's taking on M-Tech armor again. Fathlo got into an encounter right in front of Vargas, so he's going to try to run away before he loses any of his characters. And he is able to do so. Ooh, yeah, see, Owen Joker just dealt a heck of a lot of damage with... There we go. So Owen Joker... Ooh, got 2 cat hoods out of that. So that's really nice find from M-Tech armor. I'm not sure if the rest got those or not. Cecil is using Super Balls on the Ipoos. Ipoos just have a drain special, so nothing to be too concerned about. Now, I'm not sure if... Alright, so he's got the 2 Ipoos down. All he has to do is input Pummel, and then this fight is over for him. Alright, so that is a Vargas down for Cecil. And so Cecil's going to get his saving character, and we'll move on to the Returner's Hideout. Swin is running her way through South Figaro, picking up all the items in the boxes and barrels that are available in this, around the town, and is going to spend some time shopping as well. Owen Joker is checking a couple of the chests in South Figaro Cave, and will soon be approaching South Figaro as well. So it looks like Fathlo is actually going to be using not Super Balls as much as he's going to be using his character's commands. So he is taking a little bit longer to fight some of these fights here. I believe some of these enemies you cannot run from, and that's probably why he is fighting this fight. So Swin just found her Super Balls as well. She purchased 30 of them, so she should be set for a pretty good while here. Cecil is moving on here. So Fathlo is using 3 of his 4 elixirs to heal, and he's still at the very beginning of the Mount Colt, so he may end up running into a little bit of trouble as he moves along through the mountain. Depending on how many preemptives he gets and how often he encounters enemies he cannot run from, because he does not have a lot of hit points, and so any damage that he takes at all is going to hurt him as he moves into the Vargas fight. So Fathlo is now in the Returner's Hideout. He's going to check the pots, check out the shop here. There are more elixirs here, there are ice rods if he wants them. But he says, nope, I'm not going to buy anything here. He's going to take a nap, and then I think he's going to pick up Bannon and move on to the river. Alright, so we have Swin. She is done with her South Figaro. She's going to go take a nap at Saban's house as well. Owen Joker is just fighting on his way to South Figaro, at which point he will also get to spend some time shopping. And we have Fathlo working his way up Mount Colts. So if anybody has any questions for me in chat, feel free to shoot them off. Alright, so Cecil is going to purchase some more elixirs. Consider the white cape, but probably realized that he did have ribbons and so does not need them. Oh, so Swin has gone back to South Figaro. Looks like she wants to purchase some more Super Balls. She did find out that they are discounted, which is good for her, which means I think she had 51, so she's got lots of Super Balls now. Cecil decided to open the chest with Solo Terra for some reason, but Super Balled his way out of there. He's got a second monster in a box here, now with Solo Terra. And he's going to run away from that one. So He is playing very risky, but is being able to luck his way through it. Oh, crack boombot, you are very wrong. Let's move this here. Link. I'm just gonna update this here. Swin Orin. Alright, so let's submit that. Put that in here. Alright. So Owen Joker is running around. Owen Joker did decide to check the chests in the basement of the mansion, and is also checking a couple other spots that some of the other runners did not check. So we'll see if he finds anything that makes that pay off. The two biggest things that would help him is either Moogle Charm or a Charm Bangle, or a Paladin Shield would also be a very nice find for him. Because at this point, you know, with the Super Balls, they're pretty good on damage. So and that's kind of the tug and pull of these races, is that you want to find a way of dealing high damage in an efficient manner, but you also want to be able to absorb a few hits, because you are going to get hit a few times, and be able to deal with the multiple of obscene skills that you could potentially find. Right, so Paladin Shield's a very good way to negate a lot of enemies that the monsters will have, and as a reason, it is one of the best items that people can find. Having Moogle Charms, Gil Hairpins, Charm Bangles, Back Guards, anything that affects your encounter rate is also really useful in these races, because the less encounters you get, the further you can go, the faster you go just overall. Alright, so it looks like Surin has started her ascent up the Mount Colts as well. Fathlo is trying his best to get down to Vargas, with two characters who both have about 30 hit points. That was a very lucky Super Ball that hit all four for enough damage to kill them. So Cecil is using Sabin's skill, which is Megazerg Ultima, which is part of the reason why I was excited for them to race this seed, because it's got cheap Super Balls and it has Ultima as a command, which is generally a pretty fun seed. Because once you get access to those, it's not a completely free seed, but it'll be a pretty quick seed where you shouldn't have a whole lot of issues. So you can see the follow screen there on Cecil. So yeah, if you guys are like what you're watching, feel free to give a follow out to all of our racers. Oh, Fathlo, you 16 hit points and 8 hit points, and you're just about to approach Vargas. He did make it to Vargas. Does he have any healing items? He does not have any healing items. Hey Specialists, welcome, welcome. Glad you're enjoying the race. These races are a ton of fun. If you want, we've got a really good community. You can join our Discord here. The Discord, there's follow up. I see you following there, Oren. Yeah, so our Discord, we have a lot of people who play this game permadeath, which is trying to play it through without ever hitting the game over screen. We do these races pretty frequently, at least once a week, typically on Tuesdays, but sometimes they show up at other points too, like today. So yeah, if you're interested in playing it or just joining the community, feel free to join the Discord. Alright, Cecil has made it to the first save point on the river. Fathlo is trying his darndest to get down to Vargas with 2 characters with very low hit points, which is a little bit unfortunate for him because he has no more healing items left, and he's really gotta get some good RNG to do so. It might end up being more prudent for him to either load his save from before the mountain, or going back down the mountain, going back to the store, buying a bunch of elixirs, and then trying to head back up again. Swin is also working her way through Mount Colts. She is going with the always use Super Ball route, which is very effective. Same route that the same strategy that Cecil used. Orange Joker has also begun his Mount Colts ascent, and he's got some pretty healthy guys. So we'll see how that goes for him. So Orange Joker looks like he is opting to put offerings on everybody and just go for offering damage, which is still decent, but I think he's gonna find that because his levels are low and his weapons aren't super great, his damage output is still gonna end up being quite low. And so he would be better off going the Super Ball route if he can. I didn't actually see exactly how many Super Balls Orange Joker picked up. I know Swin has a very high number. So I don't know if she picked up any healing items. Doesn't look like she did, which is unfortunate because even though Super Balls will typically kill all the enemies quite quickly, you tend to still end up taking some points of damage. And at this point, it doesn't look like she has a way to heal. Alright, so Fathom has gone back to town. I think he loaded an earlier save, and I think he's going to pick up some more elixirs. Yeah. So he's going to pick up 4 more elixirs there. He's going to sell some things to try to get even more elixirs. He'll sell anything that he can. He may want to pick up some more Super Balls too. It's unfortunate that he doesn't realize that Super Balls are actually a third of the price that he paid for them. Which definitely is hurting him in the long run, because instead of having 9 Super Balls, he would have 27, which would change the way that he plays for sure. Alright, so Orange Joker is starting the spiral down towards Vargas. He's still got 3 characters who are all pretty healthy. 60 hit points is a little low, but it looks like he is going with, yeah, he's still going with his skills. So I'm not sure if Orange Joker picked up Super Balls or not. I guess we'll find out next time that when he hits Vargas. Although hopefully he remembers that he can just use Pummel and kill Vargas for free. Cecil is working his way through Terrace scenario. Sometimes called Bannon scenario, because basically you have to protect Bannon all the way to Narsh. And looks like he should be able to get through there relatively quickly. Orange Joker and Swin have synced up. They're pretty much neck and neck here. And they are fighting the same enemy. Unfortunately, Swin only has 1 person alive with 15 hit points. She throws a Super Ball and that saves her. But I don't think she's going to be able to kill Vargas with 1 person with 15 hit points, unfortunately. So she may end up having to go back down the mountain to get some more elixirs as well. Yeah, so she takes the death. So let's see if she just tries to RNG her way through, or if she goes back and chops some more. Orange Joker loads again. Alright, so they're both going to try to run through the spiral again. Fathlo is running his way back up the mountain. He's actually getting very close to the save point as well. Alright, so Orange Joker did get 19 Super Balls, so not a ton, but still a decent number that should help him pretty significantly as he runs his way up the mountain here. Cecil's down to 21 Super Balls, which is still a good number, but it means that he is going to be starting to be a little bit more careful with his Super Ball use, because he's going to want to save probably, 8's probably 6 to 8's a safe number to have going into the Kefka fight. You can sometimes kill him with less than that. Sometimes it'll be 3, 4, 5, depending on your damage rolls. But having 6 to 8 is usually a pretty safe number to have to go into kill Kefka. Alright, so Cecil does remember to unequip both Terra and Edgar before finishing off this scenario, which is very useful because he can use those equipments for the next 2 scenarios. And that's the reason why we do these scenarios in the order that we do them, is because you're given an opportunity to unequip Terra and Edgar there, and then at the end of Save and Scenario, you're also given an opportunity to unequip Save and Sign and Gao. Whereas you're not given an opportunity to unequip Locke and if you choose to get Arcellus at the end of that scenario, so that's why we do that scenario last. Okay, so Orange Joker has entered into the Vargas fight with 3 characters, very healthy. Throws a Super Ball, kills 1 Aipu. There's another Super Ball. Doesn't quite kill the Aipu. Kills that Aipu. Remembers to pummel. Alright, so he's got Vargas down. That brings him into 2nd place. He is our... Alright, so it looks like Cecil has the opportunity to buy a bunch of Illuminas for super cheap. Yeah, Fathlow's having a bit of a rough run here. But I know once he gets past Vargas, he will have a pretty easy time with the rest of it. Alright, so Orange Joker is looking at save and skill. He is considering what to do with it, but he's just going to run from this fight. Alright, so Cecil has entered into Save and Scenario. Shadow is a Sword Tech Zerker, which is not that useful. However, I think he threw the Fig Mustache on him to turn him into a Blitz Zerker. And Sabin has access to Mega Zerg Ultima, so he should still be pretty fine as he goes through this scenario. Ooh, Fathlow is getting pretty beat up here by those guys. That was kind of a rough encounter for him because he only has Locke available to him at this point, and he has no way of resurrecting his characters. So it's going to be a little bit dicey for him to get to Vargas, unfortunately. But he's going to try to roll a good RNG encounter seed and make it down there. Alright, so Srin has also taken down Vargas. She's also picked up Sabin. And she greatly enjoys the skill that Sabin has. Owen Joker is in the Returner's hideout here. Alright, so Cecil is going into the solo fight with Cyan against Leader. And is going to just throw a Super Ball. And that should be more than enough. 5,000 damage. Orange Joker's going to purchase a few more elixirs. Fathlow has made it. So we're going to see if Fathlow can roll some good Super Ball RNG here. Throws, hits them both, kills them both. So all he has to do, does he have Blitz with this character? He does have Blitz. Alright, so Fathlow is through Vargas. All he has alive is Locke and Sabin, and he's got to get down the mountain. So I'm hoping that he can. Alright, Srin is enjoying her free Ultima casting. It is a very long animation, so we'll see how often people do use this skill between Mega Zerg Ultima, but it is going to deal a lot of damage. Orange Joker is looking through his items to see if there are any hidden effects that he made that may not be typical to some of the relics. Hard Seed has 5k damage super balls, cheap item. It's true. So the way super balls work is they will deal a random multiple of 256 to a random number of enemies. So it's not the most consistent thing, but for these races it's a pretty consistent source of damage because it'll usually deal anywhere from 1,000 to 6, 7, 8,000 damage. Ooh, so Cecil is currently in the guard fight in the desert. He's going for a second Ultima cast. Alright, so Orange Joker is gearing up for the Bleak River. Battle using Ultima to clear out those enemies. So he is off the mountain. I sure hope he's saved. Alright, he is saving now. Okay, so Fatlo's off the mountain. Everybody's off the mountain. And we're only 50 minutes in, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's not typical for these seeds. Alright, Cecil is about to finish up the Domus scene. The Orange Joker went to check all the chests and is encountering the same monster boxes that Cecil did, but Cecil went with Soledad Ortega, whereas Orange Joker is using all 4 characters, including Banning, so he shouldn't have any trouble with these enemies at all. Alright, Falflo is entering into the Returner's hideout. Srin is currently doing the go talk to all of your teammates. Alright, so Falflo is looking at the shops, he's trying to decide what to do, decides to just buy a solo elixir, and now he's moving on. Cecil is working on the different soldier encounters that has the Berserk sign in them. That was the second encounter, so he has the third encounter left. Orange Joker is currently working on the monster boxes in the Returner's hideout, and Srin is about to go and check her Returner's hideout chests, which include 2 monsters in a box. Ooh. So I don't know if that was Hyperdrive or Shockwave, but that dealt 2 grand damage, so Orange Joker is gonna nope out of that fight. Very reasonable thing to do. And due to a bug, he no longer has any music until he leaves that, and so now he is going to go and have a nap, and then continue opening the rest of the chests. So Cecil is now into the Magitech. Ooh, so he just picked up a fixed dice, so that's a pretty handy item to have, especially if you can find a merit award and use it with an offering, because that will deal a lot of damage that ignores defense. Srin finishes off her chests. Orange Joker starts the river. Srin is about to start the river. The Falflo does have a Gale hairpin on. It's one way of manipulating your encounters a little bit so that you get more preemptives, which could definitely make the difference and take him from current last place up to second. So all Falflo, Orange Joker, and Srin are all pretty close in the race right now. Cecil has a pretty solid lead at this current point. All these Lockalores seem to be able to absorb quite a lot of damage, and seem to hit pretty hard as well. So he looks like he's taking a little bit of time with them. And I'm guessing that they absorb electricity, absorb bolt damage, so... No, they don't absorb bolt damage, so I'm not sure why he isn't using Gigavolt. Alright, so he's now queued up Gigavolt. Falflo's using Ultima on the river. One Joker's made it to the first save. Swin is on her way to the first save. So Cecil takes a reset, unfortunately. Takes death in the desert area against those enemies in the Magitech armor, which is a little bit unfortunate because last time he had an option to save was quite a ways before that. It was before the entire scenario with Cyan being berserked, so he's going to have to redo quite a bit of stuff there. And so he's re-equipping what he has on there to try to handle the fight a little bit better. So he's going to try to max evade. Which will give the other guys an opportunity to try to catch up. Alright, so Falflo enters the first cave. Orange Joker enters the second cave. Swin enters the first cave on the river. And so on the river, you want to choose the left path both times. Alright, so Swin gets a nice RNG seed where she gets to go straight to the second cave as well. Falflo found an encounter on the way there, so he's going to use Ultima to deal with that. He's just going to check the chests there just to see if he can find anything that might help him out with the upcoming fights here. Doom Darts probably won't help him unless any of those items break, which is possible. Alright, so these Localores have a lot of hit points and they deal quite a lot of damage. Alright, so Orange Joker queues up Super Ball. He's gonna mimic a Super Ball. And that. Oh, no, he's not. So he goes Super Ball and then he queues up his Megazord Ultima. That should be enough to take Ultros out. Swin is entering the Ultros fight, and Swin has a Zombie Bannon, which is actually very useful because Bannon can't die now, effectively. Because he has 0 hit points. Now she can't control him, so he will attack her own party as well. But it is a very safe way to get to the Elite Rivers if you can Zombie Bannon or Petrify Bannon. Because he doesn't have the wound status, death status, it's not a game over, and he also can't really die as a result. So it's a way of making him sort of invincible, even though you don't necessarily have control of him. Ooh, so Ultros has Hyperdrive, which I didn't realize, but it's super funny to me. So that's kind of a feisty thing for Ultros to have. Now, I don't think they'll have too much trouble with Ultros anyway. Just because they have a good number of Super Balls. Alright, so Orange finishes up with Ultros and is starting the Terror scenario. So Falflo eats a Hyperdrive as well. Alright, so Swin finishes off Ultros. And I imagine she will also be entering the Terror scenario very quickly. Alright, so Cecil is attempting to fight the Grunts again. Ultros with the casual Hyperdrive. I know, right? But it didn't really slow them down that much. I mean, nobody had any troubles with them. It just adds some excitement. Alright, so there's gotta be just seconds between Falflo, Swin, and Orange Joker. I And really it just comes down to the RNG of their encounters on the river, which will decide who gets out first. Alright, so Orange Joker is out of the Elite River first. He's gonna take a safety save, just in case he runs into anything not very nice on the way back to Marsh. Just gonna quickly pull this over here. Oops. Okay. Alright, so Fatlo is the second one out of the Elite River, and is actually pretty much caught up to Orange Joker. Very close. He got a preemptive there, which is in large part due to his Gale Hairpin. He's going to save right before going in. Sven is on the river here, just finishing that up. Fatlo is double checking all of his equipment. He's making sure that everybody has the best equipment that he can for this fight, because this is the only Magitech fight that you actually fight Localors as well. And he is going to use Super Ball here. Let's see what kind of RNG he gets. Well, pretty good RNG. Localors do have quite a few hit points. As you can see, it's absorbed 2300 so far, and has not died. 26. 2600. And they do have a pretty high damage special as well, so Cecil tries to Revivify, learns that they are in fact not undead, despite their undead seeming status. Those are what, 244 I think? That's what that healed for? No, must be more than that. Anyway, throws another Super Ball, does kill the bottom one. Does another Super Ball, and he's through that fight. Alright, so that should be the last kind of bottleneck for him at this point, because this fight here with the two Kleptos shouldn't be too much trouble for him at all. Hey, butt neighbor, welcome, welcome. Just got off work, nice, nice. Well, this is a pretty exciting seed where Sabin has. They had Super Balls that cost 31 as long as you have Terra in this front, and those are in South Figgy, so they've got a lot of Super Balls running around. And Sabin has Megazord Ultima as a command. So I think they're having a lot of fun with this seed. Sven accidentally went off the path for some reason. But makes its way through the safety point there. Orange Joker saves at the last point he can before the end of this scenario. Alright, so Cecil is officially out of the Imperial camp and is making his way on to the Phantom Forest. Now, if anybody knows, was it F10? 9? F11? F11. Here we go. Hey, look at that. Even better. Even better. Ooh. Sven did get Vanish status from an enemy special, which is one trick that is actually really handy to do. Because Vanish status protects you from every other special that an enemy might have. So, alright, so Orange Joker. Ooh, Orange Joker is being a little bit spicy here. He finished up Terra and Edgar's scenario and Bannon, and he's actually going to go and do Locke's scenario first. So I'm not sure if he's doing that to try to trick the other people, so that when they talk about all being in Sabin's scenario, he's actually a leg up on them. Or if he's looking to go purchase more Super Balls, which that is my guess, is that He's going to use this opportunity to go back to the relic shop here in South Figaro, purchase a heck of a lot more super balls, and that way have an easier time with saving scenario. But we will find out in just a moment here. And I would think it's a perfectly reasonable thing for him to do this. Alright, so he's going to put on some marble shoes and a ribbon. Alright, so Srin and Fathlo did go with the traditional route and went right into Sabin's scenario. And Cecil is running his way through the Phantom Train currently. The Orange Joker does go and purchase a bunch more Super Balls. And I think he wants to purchase some more elixirs as well, which he will find at the armor shop. Alright, so let's see if Srin purchases some Tintabars. Interesting thing to go with, and he's going to purchase a bunch of Illuminas because they're one of the best things to throw, as well as one of the best things to equip. And Tintabars are a solid way to heal if you don't have any other good ways to do that, so. So Orange Joker is going to do the skip. Looks like he will not be getting Celis for this race. And boys, he's attempting to do the skip currently right now. Alright, looks like he's got it this time. Ooh, not quite, not quite. So he's a little bit frustrated. Let's see if he keeps... Oh, he's going to do it the other way here. So he's going to try that a few more times. Srin and Fathlo are pretty close to one another. They're just making their way down in Sabin's scenario with Shadow and working their way to the Imperial camp. Alright, Orange Joker did get the skip now. He's going to walk his way up to Tunnel Armor. Now, I did not happen to notice if... So let's see what he takes here. Personally, I would leave it as is. Yeah, Marble Shoes and Ribbon is going to be a good bet. He doesn't have a wall ring, which is unfortunate. The wall ring does help a lot here too. But he does have Runic if he does want to go that route. Ooh, Fire Spell. That's going to hurt him a bit. Oh, and Orange Joker takes death, which is unfortunate. So, he is going to reload. Alright, so Fathlo just named Cyan. And is about to take on Leader. Cecil is currently getting his characters killed in a hard to run from fight with enemies that look like they were casting fire. Orange Joker is looking to get a new encounter seed. And Fathlo has Cyan sleeping on the job. Now, if Fathlo had equipped a ribbon, he wouldn't have had any issues with that. So I'm not sure if which relics he did throw on there. But he throws a Super Ball and solves that issue, and now he can... Let's see if he remembers to make a safety save. He does. So he runs out of the camp now. He's going to make a safety save, and then head on forward to the guard fights. Alright, so Orange Joker hucks a Super Ball at this encounter, which was giving him trouble earlier, and is now going to run away. So, Cecil goes into the Ghost Train fight with one person alive, takes a hit, does not have access to item. He's going to pray that Megazerg Ultima can do the trick. And he gets it. Crack boom. Cecil rolls lucky there. Orange Joker having a little bit of trouble through the South Figure Cave with solo lock, which can definitely be a tricky portion to run through, especially if you don't have wall rings or smoke bombs, any ways to make dealing with these encounters easier. So I got hit twice with the seizure plus damage special. Use an elixir. And keep on running. You can see his surprised face when he got hit again. Pablo is now fighting the Localors for the very first time and is learning exactly how many hit points they have. And I'm sure he's not terribly pleased by it. But I don't think he should have too much trouble. Looks like Fathlo has an item that is giving him auto reflect. Because he was glowing blue for a moment there, which, if that is the case, then if Orange Joker can find whatever item that is, that will help him quite a bit once he gets the tunnel armor. Alright, so Cecil went back to the healing spring just to heal up, and now he is going to continue on and will soon be falling down the waterfall. Finn is in her leader fight. She's going to go with the R Elemental. Unfortunately, she rolls Blizzard, which is one of the worst things to roll, but it's good enough to take a leader out. Oh, Orange Joker is sad. Tunnel Armor casts Doom and insta-kills his character. Orange Joker is going to take a death and is going to have to reload again. Alright, so Fathlo is working his way through the grunt fights, where you have your Berserk Cyan. And Cecil is about to hop off the waterfall and begin his fight with the piranhas. So he is looking for either a memento ring or something that's going to give him reflect, which unfortunately he was not able to find. But he does have 50 super balls, so he can be quite liberal with his use of them. Alright, so he's going to Gigavolt. Fathlo is Gigavolting here. This is the first of his 3 Magitech fights. The next fight here is the one that killed Cecil the first time through. So we'll see if Fathlo can get his way through it without having to reload. If he can, he will make up some of the time against Cecil. Alright, Trin is also in her first fight with the Localors. Alright, Fathlo tries running, finds out you cannot run from the Localors. Finds, oh, so they deal a damage or a special that gives reflect status. So, unfortunately, it looks like the only character that Fathlo had who had the item command does take a death. So I don't think it looks very good for him to be able to kill both these guys off before they kill him. But we will see shortly here. Trin is spamming Ultima to the best of her ability to take care of the other Localors. And Orange Joker is about to try for the second time against Tunnel Armor. Cecil makes quick work of Visipas and is now making his way through the belt. We will see if he takes the opportunity to run over to Mobliz or not. Gao is a chicken. which is a pretty fun sprite. Looks like Cecil is happy with his gear and is not going to go to Mobiles and is just going to go straight to the river. Alright, so Orange Joker takes another death from Tunnel Armor due to Doom, which is unfortunate for him. I'm not sure if he picked up the Memento Rings earlier or not. I'm guessing not, as I'm sure he would have equipped them otherwise. So it looks like he's going to take a reset, and he may... yeah, so he's going to skip Unlock Scenario right now, and he's going to go start Saving Scenario, so he will come back to that. But it looks like Orange Joker is the only person who did get the cat hoods, which could help him as he moves forward against what the rest of the seed has to offer. Let's see if he is going to pick up some Illuminas, 5 of them, 6 of them. Alright, so he's happy with that. Nope, he's going to buy some Revivifies as well, which is very smart. It's always a good idea to purchase things. Revivifies are very good for insta-killing undead enemies, and also curing your own characters if they get zombied. Alright, so Cecil is working his way through the Serpent Trench. He got caught in a pincer here. There's an enemy that looks like has dealt some decent damage to him. I killed them once, but they did have re-raise. Ooh, so they're using Lodestone on him, which is an instant death attack and percentage base, so it will deal 3/4 of his max hit points to him. Sorry, 3/4 of his current hit points to him. Alright, so Surin is going into her fight against the Lockalors in the Magitech, and she does queue up a Super Ball, so that's going to help her out significantly depending on her damage rolls. Yeah, 3840, that's enough to kill one Lockalor. So it looks like Surin should be able to get her way through killing the other one, and then she will be on her way out of the desert, which puts her firmly in second place. Cecil is running very close to death. He has 1 HP. He takes another seizure tick. Oh, but he gets his ultimate off. I'm not sure if this is his second or his third fight on the Lake River. If it is his third, then he will be fine. He makes it with 1 HP on Sabin. Alright, so that was his second fight. Now he has no way of healing, and he has Sabin with 1 HP. So doesn't look good for him. I think he's probably going to take a death here in the next fight, but we will find out. If he gets a preemptive, he might be able to run away first. Can't run. Queues up Ultima. He might be okay. You can tell that he's sweating it pretty hard as he's running through there with 1 HP. But Ultima's pretty good, so Ultima does the trick. So Cecil is able to finish Sabin Scenario with 1 HP. That is the last encounter that he will deal with. Let's see if he rolls the dice and opens the chest or not. If I were him, I would not open that chest, but he may choose to. Alright, so Orange Joker is in the leader fight here. And Surin has finished with the Imperial Camp and is making her way to the Phantom Forest. Cecil is making his way over to Nakia, where I anticipate he will go and use the inn. so that he can unequip all of his characters, check a few shops, and then he'll head into the lock scenario. Cecil's gold splits? I know, right? Alright, there are some cheap cat hoods there. He may want to pick some of those up. He does. Let's see if he takes the back guard. He says, nope, don't care about a back guard. Or maybe, nope, doesn't care about a back guard, doesn't care about mega elixirs. I want some potions. Nope, wants a couple Genji helmets. And takes 5 potions. Doesn't care about the sniper. Goes and sleeps, he'll unequip, and then he'll be done that scenario. Alright, so one Joker is in the first guard fight during the scenario. Interceptor pops in there, deals 1,000 damage, it's gonna help him out. Because those Lockalors have a lot of hit points. Alright, so Cecil makes sure that all his characters are unequipped and finishes up that scenario there. He might get a sub 130. I don't think he will. I think it'll take him 10 minutes or so to do this, but depends on his RNG through the South Figgy Caves. He does have an Illumina, he does have a cat hood, and looks like he's going to go Imp's Armor for max evade. Takes the white cape and the guard ring. He may, depending on his RNG, he may also die to Doom from Tunnel Armor, depending on what he chooses to take into that fight. But we will see, we will see. He could have a sub 130. Alright, so Orange Joker finishes off those guards. Now it goes back to Cyan. Looks like Suin has entered the Phantom Train. She's going to take the Ghost with her. Take a safety save. Alright, so Fathlo takes a second attempt at killing these Lockalors. He does queue up the Super Ball, so that should help him significantly here. So pretty low damage rolls on the Super Ball, but it should be enough to help him out. Cecil is trying to run away before taking too much damage with his solo lock. Alright, so Fathlo rolls another Super Ball, kills one Lockalord with the 1,000 damage, and shouldn't have too much trouble. Alright, finishes off the second Lockalord, and we'll be able to quickly finish off the desert and move on to the Phantom Forest. Suin is working on the Phantom fight, or Phantom Train here. She got a pincer here. Looks like she did queue up some of her skills instead of just throwing Super Balls. I wonder if that's just her forgetting to use them, or if she doesn't like to use them in pincers, but looks like her Ultima killed everything anyway. Looks like Cecil did take a death, so he's going to start that over. Yeah, Tunnel Armor has Doom. And it doesn't look like he purchased a Memento Ring, or if he did, he didn't equip it. I'm actually pretty sure Cecil did buy a Memento Ring, so he'll just equip it for this next time through. Ooh, we got a couple Tortoise Shields out of that too, that's pretty helpful. That helps a lot with his evade and his magic evade. Alright, so Fathlo is out of the Imperial camp as well. And is entering the Phantom Forest. Alright, we'll see if Orange Joker chooses to throw some Super Balls here. This is his first attempt against the Magitech Localors. Alright, so Cecil does throw on the Memento Ring, throws a Super Ball, and takes down Tunnel Armor. So yeah, it looks like he is en route to finish with a sub 130. Got a Snow Muffler out of Tunnel Armor, which is a pretty useful item to find. Gonna quickly save it, just in case something goes bad here. And then hop right into the fight. Just gonna take all of his item users. Because item is more powerful than Ultima when you have Super Balls. So that is his choice. He's gonna work his way down to Kefka. And then that will be that. Yeah, Srin does have a pretty solid lead on Fatho at this point. Although she is taking a little bit longer on the fights through the Phantom train. Orange Joker looks a little bit frustrated with this fight with the Localors. Alright, so Fatho gets on the train as well. And it's gonna go pick up his ghost and take a safety save as well. Alright, Swin takes out that enemy. Swin is right near the end of the Phantom train. Fatho is at the very beginning. Alright, so Cecil enters the Kefka fight. Throws one Super Ball. One person goes right down for a dirt nap. The second Super Ball thrown. So 2,000 damage rolls on both those. There's another Super Ball for 2,800. Typically Kefka has about 10,000 hit points. Kefka uses slow, which is very useful because it doesn't kill anybody. Fourth Super Ball thrown, and this should be it. There it is, fifth Super Ball. And 126.37. Cecil finishes with a first place finish. I'm gonna get him to try to come and chat here. See if we can do an interview. Let me make sure that this will actually work. It will. Perfect. I mean, this should work. Chat, just make sure you tell me if you can hear when you hear Cecil, if you do in fact hear him. Alright, so
It's working.
I hear you.
Yes, good, excellent.
Excellent. Congratulations on a 126. How'd you like that seed there?
It was real great until the stupid camp of stupidity
Yeah, those
guys have. Like, it was 433 times 8 roughly. Let me check that out. I'm stopping. I'm probably messing up my timer. Let me close my live splits real quick. Yes, please save that.
yeah, something like 3,300 hit points or something.
3 times 8. Yeah, 3,464, give or take, like 10.
Yeah.
Was not quite cool, especially when I didn't have Ultima for them the second time around.
It's true. The Magitech fight, I think almost everybody took a loss there the first time they went through that fight. And then the second time realized, oh, I gotta throw Super Balls. I better throw Super Balls at these things.
Well, frickin' Mr. Item got biffed as soon as I went to the first Magitech fight because he's got like barely triple-digit defense.
It's true. So,
You want to survive? No, none of that nonsense.
how did you like? Mythic Llama asked you, how do you like the mean tunnel armor?
Was he supposed to be mean? That was easy peasy, except for the fact that I got hit by Doom the first time around, but
It's true.
I mean, it's just fine.
Have you switched over to my channel?
Your actual Twitch chat? No,
Yeah.
let me quickly redo that.
Because then you can see the other two racers too. So Orange Joker went to lock scenario right after terror scenario,
Yeah, so I heard.
but unfortunately he didn't purchase a memento ring.
I mean, if he just had a tortoise shield, he would have been A-okay pretty much. If he picked up the tortoise shield and had like an Illumina still. Oh wait, I guess, where did I buy the Illumina? I think that was at the start of Sabin's, wasn't it?
They were at the start of the saving scenario.
Yeah, so he would have had like maybe 40 end block max, maybe
Yeah.
stacked it with some miscellaneous stuff, so plus a stamina check, it would have been at least 50-50 if he picked up the tortoise shield.
He didn't get a tortoise shield either. So he went to
Oh,
that
this is
fight twice,
surprising.
and then it was like, nope, he noped out of there. But he did pick up a bunch more super balls first, although that actually he couldn't keep those. But I think that was the original reason why he went that way, is to get more super balls. How are you feeling when you went through the Leet River with 1 hit point?
Yeah, that was, you could probably see my facial expressions because I was like emoting for the race stream, just like what is happening? I had Fuzzy telling me, "One's all you need, right? So only the last HP." I was just kind of like that. And I was praying for that single Anguilliform battle, and I ended up getting the double, but it worked just fine because I managed to still preempt it.
Yeah, I was
Single
watching that.
defense.
I was like, if he takes 1 hit, depending on who goes first. Also, you
I was
managed
like-
to dodge a seizure tick on the second fight.
That was almost a disaster because I was really not in a good spot there with whoever was almost dead. They walked in at like 12 or something. We're really close to death to begin with. Help either, but I mean, just nothing was escapable. So I was really not looking forward to having to redo that if I had to. So I'm glad I totally just preempt almost there.
Yeah. And how did you feel for your Ghost Train fight?
It was just as dicey. I was like, I'm gonna need like 3 throwaway attacks here, but then the first Ultima killed him. It must have just barely. That did like 2200. I don't know how much HP Ghost Train has, but it would have been roughly within 100, I would say.
Yeah, it would have been pretty
Real
close.
2263. That hero ring, the random hero ring I just threw on there, definitely did make the difference. So I'm not sure how I made it through that seed. Now that you're bringing up all of that nonsense, because
You did luck your way through a significant number of things.
I did make some good decisions though. I still think picking up those man-eaters be useful, and I picked them up and I ended up using them straight away against the M-Tech, so I'm proud of that decision at least.
Yeah,
Targeting, but it was...
You went through the M-Tech fight. Did you kill them the first try? First or second
But
try?
it was real close.
Yeah. Everyone else also had some trouble with them. I think the person who ended up dealing the most damage, although it took him a while to get to this point, was Orange Joker, who equipped Man-Eater and a Offering and put that character in the front row and dealt like 200 damage every hit.
That would have been a good idea, actually, but I was only thinking of throw, and I ended up buying those offerings and never using them, even though I picked up both a Valley Knife and a fixed dice. You saw that Valley Knife though, right? Plus 40 evade.
Yeah. Yeah, and then no one used it though. I haven't seen anybody equip the Valiant Knife yet.
Right, I think it was Shadow who...
I saw when you picked up Shadow that you decided to go with a Blitzerker instead of a Swordtech Zerker.
Didn't really care that much, so I just put it on there for funsies.
Fair enough.
Swordtech are about equivalent circumstances. You've got some ignore defense, you've got some... doesn't have some elemental stuff, but you got some vigor stuff. Pretty mediocre on a Blitzerker overall. I was just kind of like, whatever.
Yep.
Just pick Blitz or port anyways, so I don't think that worked.
Alright, so we have Orange Joker who's about to enter the Phantom Train fight. Swin is on her way. She's actually going to go check out Mobliz. And Fatlo is fighting Rizzopass. So those three have been actually pretty close throughout most of the race. They've changed positions several times. And it looks like Fuzzy's on his way through the Leet River.
The end. Come on now. But Mobliz for I think the first time ever. Like hyper cringe at the beginning of Locksnary when I accidentally saved over my only save file.
Oh.
I was like, oh no. I was like 3 seconds and like after I saved I was just, oh no. I've made a mistake here.
You just prayed that you could figure it out.
I was hoping Tunnel Armor has at least 1 in 3 as a throwaway, and he had Doom, so I thankfully was like, yep, I'll take the death, I don't care, because I can deal with it the next time.
Yeah, because I think you picked up a Memento Ring earlier. Did you not? Did you pick up a Memento Ring?
The ring, and I ended up using it. It was probably unnecessary, because I had like 104 Emma paid, but...
Yeah.
It definitely was a nice backup. Yeah, I think I bought that. Did I buy that Memento Ring? Because I always buy instant death protection if I have the chance.
Yeah, I think you bought it in Castle Figaro, like way back.
I'm pretty much free then, so I guess that wasn't some stellar decision. It was just kind of like dirt cheap crud. You might as well.
I'm surprised nobody went down the road of... I haven't seen anybody put the offering on Terra and use... Oh no, maybe... Oh no, sorry, I'm crazy. Because I thought somebody had Rage Command, but maybe I'm wrong.
I believe one of the Moogles had the Rage Command.
Oh, is that it?
Like one of the generic ones. Yeah. Because I did remember seeing Rage, but I never checked it, and that would have been a serious faux pas.
But it looks like, yeah, none of the characters actually ended up getting it, so...
The first 7 or 8, at least.
Alright, so Fuzzy unfortunately takes a death here. Swin is working her way through the Leet River as well. Oh, sorry, through the Serpent Trench. Bathlo is where? He's about to go into the Serpent Trench, and Orange Joker is fighting piranhas.
She's using Art Wild. She's doing a whole bunch of weird things that I didn't use at all.
It's
just
true.
pulled Starlet unaware.
I have noticed that Swin seems to be more likely to use commands of the characters than just Super Ball everything, even though she does have some 50 Super Balls. It was unfortunate. When Fatlo was shopping in South Figgy, I don't know if he just forgot or just didn't think about it, but he didn't put Terra in the front row. So his Super Balls cost him 90 GP each. So that hurt him quite a bit.
That's why he didn't have many of them. I screwed up my shopping pretty big, and he probably saw.
Yeah.
I went to every shop before the relic shop, and they're like, frick, man. Like, odd. But then I just started selling things like fire, and I still bought like 40-ish. So I was wondering, like, probably not have as many as me.
Yeah, because he walked first into the relic shop, but didn't have Terra in the front row, so he bought, I don't know, 10 or 15 at $90 a pop, and then saved some money for the other shops.
He was also saying he didn't want to go all in on it, and I'm like, yeah, but how do you only have 10 still? It's like, they're dirt cheap, buddy.
Yeah.
It's just, that's pretty unfortunate, but, when a shop is half price in these seeds for the most part, so...
Yeah, you never know, but it makes a big difference sometimes. So what was your reaction when you learned that Zaven had Ultima Command?
A mega ult, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then I'm like, wait, hang on a minute. Like, I probably would have been more excited if it wasn't a Super Bowl %, but... Pivotal versus the Invincible Ghostios at the beginning in the camp.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been possible without measures, excessive amounts of grinding, or maybe doing first to hopefully pick up a snow muffler. So it would have been nonsense without Ultima, that's for sure.
It's true. And that's part of the reason why I wanted people to race the seed, was because it had, at least from what I could see from the text file, it had the makings of a pretty good jet seed. Where you had cheap super balls, you had cheap ribbons, you had Ultima as a command, you had a lot of item command on the different characters.
How much of the seed did you actually screen?
I didn't screen a ton of it. Like, I looked at the character skills and I looked at the shops, and then I checked like the enemies on Mount Colts, and I was like, no
idea that the amp was going to be such a pain.
No, I didn't. Right? Like, I didn't read everything. I felt like I'd read enough that it wouldn't be fair for me to go into the race with that knowledge.
Or just as a racer.
I could have. But hey, now I got to learn exactly how sore my throat gets when I talk constantly for an hour and a half.
You need to build up those cords of steel.
For sure. Or I need a co-commentator to bounce back and forth so I'm not constantly talking.
Do all my streams, I just don't shut up. I get very used to talking for excessive amounts of time.
That's fair.
The favorite part about this bit here is that they give you cat hoods in like the last shop. It's like, oh hey, here you go, champ, double GP. That's gonna do absolutely nothing for you, but there you go. And I'm like, fine, I need the evasion. Gimme.
See, and
or whatever.
I was surprised that you didn't buy any back guards just for the walk through the cave.
Yeah, I didn't think about it. I was like, oh, there's no other battles to be done. I'll just ignore the back cards. Turned out to be not a big deal, thankfully.
Alright, so it looks like Srin is finishing up her shopping in Nakia and is about to finish off her scenario. Looks like Fatho is snuck in front of her and is on his way to the South Figaro Cave with Solo Lock. Orange Joker is on the Serpent Trench, and Fuzzy is in the Narsh Caves in the Bannon scenario.
Do you like my more efficient Kutan skip?
I missed it. Did it not go well?
It saves like 2 seconds. No, it's basically just as soon as you get control of lock, you don't have to go in the door and exit because there's no text box to clear. You can just run over and.
Oh, okay.
It saves you like 3 seconds, but it's like, oh, I died? What? I didn't win the arena.
Oh. Yeah, that does happen sometimes.
That's the first time this ever happened to me. I've won every single arena so far. Whatever.
I did make it a little bit harder, as I noticed that everyone was constantly winning. So,
Oron's running on fire rods. Or no, that's Fatflo, sorry.
yeah, so Fathel
What's I
top left,
take it?
Orin top right, Svin bottom left, and Fuzzy bottom right.
A little awkward for Fatflo if Tunnel Armor counters fire.
Well, and
Isn't why he should, but
Hawkeyes, what do Hawkeyes break for? Egg 8? Is that what that was? Looked like it. Interesting.
if he's got the kitchen sink to throw at him, he'll be just fine. I don't know why he has 10 Hawkeyes, but
They were probably
it's
cheap.
power 100. You know,
Oh,
it's power
he
100.
just got 3 more, so...
So Meg 8 is nearly as powerful as a shield break. Assuming this was a behemoth suit that Fuzzy just picked up. Oh man, that would have been so nice.
See, and funny story about the cat hoods, Orange Joker actually got 2 cat hoods from the M-Tech armors.
So he just got like a 1 in 64.
I guess so. I don't know if they were the rare drop or the common drop, but...
All of us complained about how the M-Tech armors were stupidly annoying and then dropped like F-all. No EXP, no GP, no nothing. I bet he just like grinned at the camera.
He just moved
So-
on. He's like, alright.
Pick any up during the camp either.
No.
In total, I killed 2, 3, 4, killed 7. I didn't get a single one, so
Alright, looks like Serin and Fatho have pretty much synced up. They're about to walk into... Ooh, Serin has a wall ring. I'm not sure where she picked that up from, but that's going to help her a lot.
figure out what I wanted to answer for your question. Get the Aspiraden Underground Stratum? Ancient Castle? What is this thing called?
Oh no! So... Oh, okay. Serin's okay. Oh, I guess Cockatrice is a petrify attack, so... Alright, so she's got Tunnel Armor down on the first try.
Wow, so she pulls ahead of Fatflo thanks to better encounter seed.
Yep. Well, Fatho's grinding for some reason.
Is he?
He is. I'm not totally sure what for. But he's running back and forth. Which is gonna
Is.
sacrifice his second place position. And Orange Joker's not really that far behind him either.
Run through the cave. Oh. Not with Mag 8, if it works. It did 1408 to the other guys, so it can only do more from there. And 1408's a win for Tunnel Armor, because Tunnel Armor's maximum HP is like 1298 or something.
Yeah.
Wild? Or no, he doesn't have more wild. He's just literally blitzing. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm a little bit confused by what he's doing. Alright, now he's going to go into the fight. Maybe he was trying to get one more level? Well, he's got a preemptive. Oh, but Tunnel Armor uses Doom. What is he going to... Oh, he's got 2 Super Balls left. So he... 1024! So he got a bad RNG roll on the Super Ball. He's going to use his last Super Ball here. So I'm not sure what his plan is going to be for Kefka himself.
Gotten away with Super Ball Mimic.
So
That was Mimic.
because what I was saying earlier to chat was that usually going into the Kefka fight, you want, 6 to 8 Super Balls to feel safe. You can do it with less, but that's a pretty good safe number if you get some bad rolls. Kefka usually has about 10,000 hit points.
That's the ballpark I estimate. Kefka HP, but yeah, 10k sounds about right to me.
Yeah, because he has 2.5 times what he has in vanilla. Or like an extra 150%. Alright, Orange Joker goes and buys 65 Super Balls, which is slightly excessive because I hope he...
Classic.
I hope he bought some elixirs as well, or he may regret that purchase later.
Seren is getting huge rolls.
Seren just finished.
She picked up 2
148.
3K pluses.
Nice. So congrats to Seren on the second
Clears it.
finish.
20 minutes behind. Just a showboat a little. Nice, nice.
Alright, let's see if we can get her in here for an interview.
Both running up the left side for fun.
Alright, so Fatla's gonna go for a more traditional Kefka kill. Throwing Illuminas, using Blitz, using Ultima. And
Look at
breaking
Phoenix
Hawkeyes.
Are you running? I should probably turn that off.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello and welcome, GG.
Thank you. Cecil's a robot and he doesn't count, so I won.
Fair comment. Cecil did have some.
Walked my way through it.
He had some very legitimate lucky situations
As he always does.
where he ran through the Serpent Trench with 1 hit point on one character,
Ooh. Yeah, he was talking about that.
and he lucked his way through Phantom Train as well.
Oh, yeah.
Phantom
I
Train
didn't
wasn't
really have
that
trouble with
lucky.
Phantom
I could've
Train.
just redone it. I had one character at like 70 HP though, so I mean it was cutting it close.
Oh, yeah.
So, what were your thoughts as you finished up Vargas and learned that Sabin had Ultima as a command?
Well, going back a little bit before that, like you kept mentioning this was a very exciting scene, and like I wasn't seeing it, but then you were pretty much redeemed in my eyes at that point.
Oh, that's good.
I was like, Dark Slash, he's just pulling arcane here. This scene's not that interesting. Oh. But yeah, that was definitely like a seed saver, I think. I mean, I imagine that whole saving scenario would have been a lot more difficult without being able to just spam Ultima and everything. I mean, I could have kept spamming Super Balls, but then I wouldn't have had any left for Tunnel Armor and Kefka, though. So.
It's true, and that's part of the reason why I said that this was an exciting seed, was because there was an Ultimate command, there was cheap Super Balls, there was cheap ribbons.
Yes, cheap ribbons are definitely a lifesaver too.
Right, so it seemed
Yeah,
like
he helped.
a pretty. It had a lot of good indicators to be a pretty jet seed where you guys could just, not have too much trouble. Now, I didn't realize that the Lacalors in the Imperial camp were going to be such a roadblock.
I mean, they had a lot of hit points.
They had like
I mean-
3,400 hit points or something.
Yeah.
64, give or take a few. Revivify at 1.
Just to see.
Well, I was trying to kill them.
Oh, nice.
Didn't
Yeah, I
work.
only had the one Revivify, so I had to save that for Phantom Train.
I just didn't think about using one for Phantom Train. I was like, screw it. I'm just gonna Super
Yeah.
Ball him.
Yeah.
Well, no, you used Ultima on Phantom Train, and you could not actually use
I
Item
did.
Command.
I did because I couldn't use Item Command. I'd intended to use Super Ball, but I ended up ultimating him because
It was your only option.
if Fatlo can win it here, he'll take 3rd, but Warren's right behind him otherwise.
Ooh, yeah, they're
Yeah.
pretty close here. Oh no, Fatlo just ruined his own. Oh, never mind. He ruined the Megazerk, so he's all G.
Oh, nice.
Hilarious that he got saved by the fact that frickin' Megazerk is ruinable for no reason.
Yeah. Alright, well, Orange Joker does have a lot of Super Balls. In and around 6. Oh, but he gets ridered.
Oh, no. Yeah, I think this is the first time I ever got past that rider.
Pro tip of the day: you have plenty of time. You don't have to rush it. Oh man, that rider is swole.
He is
Yeah,
super
I
swole.
just...
Maybe he'll get
Alright.
a baller drop from it. Dragon Horn. Well,
This is gonna be a photo finish.
I'm trying to get to it, but I have like a really, really long ad blocking my way.
Oh,
Rash
Oren
Cats.
steals it.
Nice.
Oh, 5-second difference between those two.
Ah.
Your restreams, the actual streams sound a little bit behind, but
Well, of
Yeah.
course. I'm going by their
That
clocks
was-
because I can't sync up clocks or anything. My regime's pretty basic.
ooh-wee, that was one heck of a run there.
Yeah.
Incredible how close all three of you guys were, actually.
Yeah,
Because there's a
Yeah, I mean, I was only able to pull away from Fatlo because he got killed by something. But otherwise, we were neck and neck for a long time.
Mhm.
So we'd be like commentating on the same thing at the same time.
Well, and it was kind of interesting because at the very beginning, Fatlo and Cecil were within like 10 seconds of one another, and then you and Oren were about
Hang on
within
a second.
10 seconds of one another.
Mhm.
And
Hello?
then you and Oren were about within
Hi,
10
Holly.
seconds of one another.
GG's for third.
Hello?
Welcome, Orange Joker. Hello.
Hi, Holly.
I
Oh,
can't hear
Orange
anyone.
Joker, we do have a loop going on here.
Orange Joker. Oh, Orange Joker.
Okay, I just killed the loop, I think.
Can you hear us now?
Can
I
you
can
guys
hear
hear me?
everybody. Yes. All right.
We
Can you hear us, Sora? I just sent a message. We can hear you, Oran.
Yeah.
I can't hear anybody.
I
Uh-oh.
hear you, Oren. We hear you. But he can't hear us.
Oh
Hang
no!
Now he hears us? Nope. Maybe? Nope.
Oh, he left. Now he's back.
Hello.
Oh,
Do you hear
I
us
hear him
now?
now.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, sweet.
Oh yeah, right. He has unique audio
You're
settings.
good.
Yeah, he had to figure it out.
All right.
All right, Oren.
Uh,
Congratulations on your photo finish, and you stole third place away from Bathlo there. How you feeling?
yeah. I'm good. I'm pretty good. The only issue that I had is that I wasted so much time to get through lock scenario first. I wanted to stock up on Super Balls, and then I got doomed like 3 times. And you know what? I'll just go Sabins. Maybe I'll get some death protection. Then I fight him this time, and he just uses cockatrice instead of.
I ended up picking a tortoise shield up through lock scenario. I actually got 2, so that would have probably helped against Doom.
I
I
got
whole bunch of tortoise shields. I kept
I got
getting
no-
all kinds of stuff.
I bought a bunch of Lumas.
Yeah. Didn't end up
Yeah,
using.
I think
more
I got
than one.
30, and I didn't use any of them.
Yeah.
I bought I ended up with like 50 Super Balls by the end because I went and got them and did the skip.
Mhm.
Nice holy.
That's-
So I've asked all the other racers this, Oren. What was your thoughts and impressions when you learned that Sabin had Ultima as a command?
I wish that it would have been on a seed where we didn't have Super Balls.
That's actually what Cecil said too.
Well, I mean, it was kind of nice though because Sabin didn't have that item command, so at least he had something to back him up.
That was about as impressive as I got a goner against the other, and it was one of the less likely ones to hit, and it hit every. It's also one of those that I feel like you get a little cocky. I kind of expected one of us to go and wiped.
I guess that would explain almost dying half the time. I was just kind of careless with the Super Balls. I was like, yeah, it's Super Balls, whatever.
Well, with Command Ultima, they could still auto-runic it, right?
True. I just forgot about that.
Except that
Yeah.
they runic them